morning, good morning, good morning. And there it is. Uh-oh. Hello, Prism. Hey, good morning, Shay. I better thumbs up myself first. Hello, Hannah's mother. How are you this morning? Nothing much. Just here to say a couple of words and help everybody get through their day. Nothing extraordinary. A raid is coming. Thanks for the warning, Shay. I won't tell them you told me. I think they might already be here. There's 7 people in the room, so maybe they're already here. Hello, Miss Wyckoff. How are you? Thank you for coming by. Ah, Miss Yo Yo Raid. All right, Yo Yo. Well, thank you. Hey, Vern. How you doing, sissy? Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Scott. Thank y'all for coming by. Hey, Bevy. Eat to live strong. I wanted to ask her that, but I figured I knew what she was trying to say, but I would just let it ride. Hey, Tamika by nature. Where might Miss Yo Yo be? I want to thank her for sending some folks over here. Oh, that you were first, first, whatever that is. Is that what you're talking about? Hey, Keto. Good morning. Hey, living better with style. So in other words, she needs to make a grand entrance. Is that what you're saying, Shay? Huh? Oh, that's what she was saying. Oh, she was forced. Dang, Vern. Oh, really? Hello, Mrs. GTV. Well, Vern. Well, you know what? That's okay. Thank you for coming, Vern. That's all right. That is all right. Thank you, Shay. I love you too, Vern. That's all right. Wait till we see you in New York after all this mess is over. Hey, Vet. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, Vern got jokes, Keto. But that's all right. That is all right. Next thing you know, she's gonna be talking about that's my booski. Thank you, Tiffany. All right, I was trying to wait for Yo Yo to make her grand entrance, but I thank each and every one of you all for coming through. It's greatly appreciated. Now, before I get started, I'd like to give a little disclaimer. I'd like to let people know that I can go on a tangent, and so I'll just talk, and I won't see what's going on in the chat. I really don't. Um, Now it's not personal. It's just that I I get passionate about what I'm talking about, and I get lost in it. So if I don't see something you said, or if somebody comes in and I don't see them and I don't acknowledge them, just let them know that I appreciate them coming through, and I promise that what I'll do is I'll go back through the chat, and if they had any questions, I'll address them in the next live, or if they need be, I'll send them something on Instagram or something like that. Hey, good morning, DNL fam. How you doing this morning? If y'all don't have DNL fam who used to be Life with Kennedy, um, y'all make sure y'all grab her up and show her some love. Um, the topic for today is the power of I am. But before I get started, a question was asked when I did my live on Wednesday, and I didn't see it. So it was asked by Mrs. Crockett from the Crockett Way, and her question was, she asked me what motivated me to want to motivate others. Well, I've always been one of those positive people, an eternal optimist, and so I've always seen the good in people, and 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 that's how it started. And then I hit a rough spot, maybe about, I think it was maybe like 4 years ago, maybe, where I lost my job, and it was hard finding a job, and I kind of started to lose my confidence in myself. And I was talking to my youngest son, and he was like, "Dad, maybe you need to exercise and listen to some positive things." Well, I got to listening to the positive things, right? That exercise thing, well, that's still a work in progress. And so what I did was I went to YouTube, and the only motivational speaker that I could think of that I ever heard of was Les Brown. And so I started listening to him. And then as I listened to him, YouTube gives you recommendations to listen to this person, listen to that person. And then there was a guy called Zig Ziglar and um, Jim Rohn. And then there was a young lady, um, Lisa Nichols, who is, if you've never heard of her or you've never heard her speak, I suggest you go check her out. She is phenomenal. And also, I listened to Eric Thomas. They call him the hip hop preacher, and these were the people that influenced me and helped me to understand, that we all have a purpose, and we're all here for a reason. We just have to figure out what that purpose is and what that reason is. And so, it's those quiet moments when you're sitting and you're thinking. Actually, I got into a little bit of meditating, and I was sitting in the room, and something just popped in my head. It was like, "Be hot," which is be happy on purpose. And I was like, "Oh, that sounds cool." But then I needed something to give it a little kick, and here comes my son again. He's like, "Hey, just add nation to it." And I'm like, "Hey," at that point, the student became the teacher. So I learned from him. He's also a big influence, and if you don't know who he is, he's D. Allen Ricks. Um, so if you get a chance, check him out on YouTube. He's a pretty popular guy. He does he's a Laker fan, so he does a lot of NBA stuff. Um, but that's pretty much how that started, and my love of people. I love people, and I think for some reason I think people genuinely like me, so I'm able to get along with folks, and that's pretty much how that started. So, if Miss Crockett is here, hopefully she'll hear it and get the answer. Excuse me, y'all. It's a little toasty in here. I don't know if it's toasty or if it's my nerves. Vern had a chat yesterday. Asked, "Do you get nervous?" Well, Vern, you see it, right? Here it is. This is how my nerves work. But I'm gonna get into the power of I am. The two most powerful words that you will ever say are "I am," and that is because if you're saying "I am," you're either talking to someone or you're talking to yourself. And whatever words come after that will determine the course of not only your day, but it can also influence the course of your life. Because if you're saying "I am dumb," or "I am stupid," or "I am unlucky," or "I am cursed," then that's what you're going to feel all day, every day. That you're going to feel like you're cursed. Like everything that happens is going to go wrong. So everything that happens in your mind is going to go wrong. Oh, got another Ray. Candy C. Well, thank you, Candy. Brother Herb. How y'all doing this morning? So it is very important how you speak to yourself and about yourself. Because the information that you allow into your mind is actually what controls your belief system. So it's important that you fortify your mind and you feed yourself positivity as much as possible. Yeah, there are sometimes negative things that happen, to you, but the key is not to unpack your luggage and live there. You can't waddle in the negativity. You have to understand that it's going to happen, and you're going to have to also understand that there are people whose prime reason is to make you feel bad about yourself. So, there's a quote, there's an old African proverb, and it goes something like, when there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. And what that means is that you have fortified your mind. You have made yourself believe that you are better than what people say you are, that you're not the dumb person that people are saying that you are, that you are smart, that you're beautiful, that you are worthy. You know, I truly believe that I am an unrepeatable miracle. I am. There's nobody like me, whether that's good or whether that's bad. I mean, I am an unrepeatable miracle. And I truly believe that. And so, you know, nobody can tell me anything different. I mean, they can, but you know, I don't have to believe it, and I don't have to take it as gospel as what they say. You have people that, and I'm sure, I know for me, when my kids were young, the words dumb and stupid weren't allowed to be used in the house. Because if you start calling a kid dumb, you start calling a kid stupid, they'll grow up thinking that they dumb and stupid. Well, my kids grew up thinking that they knew everything. Uh, they still do, but they got that from me because my wife sometimes tells me, "You think you know everything?" No, I don't know everything. I just know what I know. So that's just you know how that goes. Hey, Rissa, what's up, Frank? Did you get my message? Let's see, who did I miss? Let's see. I gather that's Herb again with the Herb gadgets. Chat Dan. Again, I thank you all for coming by. It's greatly appreciated. You know, um, yeah, but it is important how you talk to yourself. It's important how you see yourself, because how you talk to yourself and how you treat yourself and how you believe yourself to be is how people will perceive and treat you and believe that you know that's you. If you're constantly saying, you know, I can't do this, then you'll never be able to do it. If you are, I hear women say that all men cheat or all men are dogs and guys like women are gold diggers and this and that. Well, if that is your thought process, if that is your mindset, every man or woman that you meet will fit into that little mold, even if they're not. It is because you believe that that's what they are and that's how they are. So everything that they do, you'll be watching, and they may do something that's different, and that little thing will click in your head. It's time to let them go, and you may have missed out on the blessing. And it's not just with relationships; it's with friendships, it's with business partners. If you're constantly saying that I can't trust anybody, then you'll never be able to trust anyone. And you cannot function in this world or be successful without the help of others. You just can't. It's not set up for you to do it by yourself. There's far too many things that you have to do, even with this YouTube thing. There's far too many things that you have to know about. You have to know how to run know about the AdSense. You have to know how to work a camera, how to edit, how to come up with content, all of these things. And if you think that you can do this by yourself, you are sadly mistaken. If you're afraid to ask somebody a question because you feel like anybody you ask is going to give you the wrong information, then you're going to be sitting there trying to figure it out. You'll read something and you'll be like, you'll question it. You'll question anything and everything that somebody says simply because you have put in your head that I cannot trust anyone. So you have to be careful what you say, how you say it, because it determines the course of your life, the course of your day. It will determine the relationships that you have. everything. It affects everything. And eventually, if you become so negative, it will affect you physically because it affects your immune system. You know, you're just grumpy all the time. Why? It's important that you tell yourself that life ain't. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things going on, but you have to look at the good. You have to look at the fact that you're here, and live in that. You know, you have to be able to just keep a positive attitude. It's hard, but if you surround yourself with positive people, and I believe that the people that you surround yourself with, you know, it's important. When you get to a certain place in your business, you're gonna meet different people. You're gonna grow, and so you have to be prepared for that. So you have to tell yourself that I am worthy. If you think that something will happen, and you'll say this is too good to be true, what you're actually saying is you're not worthy of this, whatever it is that happened, that you don't deserve it. And so once you start to think that you don't deserve good things, then you'll never get good things, or nothing will ever be good enough for you. So it's just important, folks. Like I said Wednesday, I throw the information out that I learned, and it's like I said, you throw some breadcrumbs out for the birds to get. And some will come, some won't. Some will straggle in when they feel like it, and that's cool. You know, my job is to put out the information. That's why I'm here. That is my purpose. Is to try to inspire and encourage others. Because as I do for you all do for me. Trying to tell you, I get messages in my Instagram, and they're like, "Thank you for that," and "I needed that," and "You were right on time," and "This is right on time," and so that lets me know that I'm doing something right. And like I said, if I don't make a dime, I'm cool. I just want to build something and leave a legacy so that when my grandkids talk about me, they will talk about me as if I was the greatest thing since sliced bread. That they'll always remember me, that I'll be a lasting memory instead of a passing thought. And I think that's how we all should live. To be able to leave something on this earth for somebody else, to make the world a better place. So for it to be a better place when we leave, it'd be better than it was when we got here, and when while we were here. So hell, look what the cat dragged in. What's going on, Miss Yo Yo? Thank you for the raid. Thank you for coming through. It's greatly appreciated. Man, I am truly humbled that people have decided to take time out of their day to come listen to me rant and rave. Well, not rave, but rant. I don't have enough energy to be raving. That's just way too much. But I thank y'all, for coming through and showing the brothers some love. And it's cool. I kind of like this. You know, I never thought that I would be doing something like this, because I remember as a kid in school, they would call me. I'd be sitting in class and I'd be hoping, please don't call me to the board. Please don't call me to the board. Well, of course, because I kept saying, please don't call me to the board, all the universe heard was call me to the board. And to the board, the teacher called me. And I'm standing there trying to explain something. I got knots in my stomach. I got cotton mouth. And I'm like, what in the world? And this persisted and lasted well into my adult life. I think it finally stopped when we went to karaoke. And I stood up in karaoke in front of all of these people that I don't know. And I was singing, and I was singing like I was on somebody's stage at Madison Square Garden, or I was at Constitution Hall or the Warner Theater. You couldn't tell me I wasn't doing the thing. And I thought about it. I'm like, man, if I can stand up in front of these people and sing, knowing that I can't sing, and I was sober, you know, a lot of the people that came up there, you get a little inebriated, and so you become adventurous and you start singing, and you know, but I mean, I was like, and so after that, I'm like, man, if I can do that, then yeah, I can do this. But again, I talked myself out of it, and so I'm like, okay. And I remember writing down on a piece of paper that I wanted to be able to stand or be in front of a crowd of 25,000 people and speak. Well, here's a start. I got how many I got in here? I got 19 right now. Oh, Auntie says 20. So I got 20 people right now. So I need about 24,980 more. If y'all can round up that many people for me, then hey, I'm cool. That'll work for me. But in all seriousness, for right now though, I'll take this. You know, I almost talked myself out of this again because I keep trying to find excuses of why I won't do it. The lights, as you see, the lights are flickering. And I was sitting here this morning trying to get it together, and the lights just kept flickering. I mean, they just kept flickering. And I'm like, man, I don't want to do this. I can't do this. I'm sick of these lights. But then I said to myself, well, and then I told Auntie, the show must go on. I got to do the best I can with what I have until I can get more stuff. So here I is. I was sitting there. I was like, F it, I ain't doing it. But then I knew what was going to come. I was going to get inboxes from Shay's World, from Miss Catherine, probably from Yo Yo, Herb, maybe Candy C, wondering, you said you was coming. What happened? And I had to have these long excuses about why I didn't show up. So, you have to do what you can with what you have. And as time goes on, we'll get better equipment, and we'll be able to put out the same content even better. I'm having fun editing. I can't believe I said fun editing, especially when I the words. When Auntie and I doing vids and little stuff. Auntie's like, you know what? You make me sick, but she laughs. So as long as she's laughing, I'm doing all right. Because the minute she says, you can't put that in here, well, I got to rethink what I'm doing. So I thank y'all so much. Now, what I want to do behind me, you'll see the board that I made. It's a whole list of I ams, and what I want to do is offer up a challenge to everyone that's in here now, anyone that goes back and listens to this and watches. They say it takes 21 days to form a habit. Well, what I'm going to do is kind of stretch it out a little bit to make sure that it catches on and you form the habit. What I want you to do is write down 3 things that you're uncomfortable with, but turn it into a positive. Like if you don't have patience, you'll say, I am patient. If you feel like you're lacking confidence, I am confident. Write down 3 things, and 3 times a day for the next 30 days, I want you to, when you get up in the morning, read them. and read them out loud. Now, I'm not saying scream to the top of your lungs unless you live in the house by yourself and you're not going to wake anybody up, then that's cool. But you need to say them out loud when you get up in the morning, at some point in the middle of the day, and before you go to bed at night, starting tomorrow. Do that for the next 30 days and see how that works for you. You know, you know, if you want to check in and say, hey, I'm doing this, that's cool. But if not, that's cool too. Whenever you're ready to do it, because sometimes we're not ready. We're just not ready for certain things. And that's cool. You know, so whenever you're ready, there's no end date, there's no expiration date. Whenever you want to start, if you need some IMs, I got a bunch of them. Um, just shoot me a message in IG at BHop Nation. If one of my mods can drop my link for my IG, you know. But yeah, for 30 days, just do that and see if there is an improvement. Because like I said, I've read that it takes 21 days, 21 consecutive days. I have to be specific with that. And it's got to be 30 consecutive days. So if you miss a day, you got to start over. So, like I said, there's no expiration date, there's no timeline. This is just a challenge for you to do. In fact, if you like, you can challenge if you have kids, because it works for everybody. This is an all age, all in challenge. If you got kids, because they soak up stuff way better than we do. They can absorb a lot of things. So if you got kids, share it with them, your auntie, your uncle, hey, your grandma, your grandpa, anybody. Anybody and everybody can do this. But like I said, if you're not ready, then don't worry about it. Do it when you're ready. When that door of opportunity opens, it's only going to open for you. And so only you can go through that door at that moment. So only when you're ready to walk through that door and make the change in your life and change your mindset and your thought process. Because sometimes change is hard. We hold on to change as if what's on the other side, it's better than it's worse than what we had. We don't want to change. It is one of the hardest things to do to pack up your stuff. I'm not saying physically pack up your stuff, but what I'm saying is to just change your whole way of doing things. Because that's going to mean you got to stop doing this and stop doing that and doing what makes you comfortable. I was listening to Steve Harvey one day and he said, in order to be successful, you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Again, you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. We have to step out of our comfort zone. We have to do things that we don't want to do, but we have to. We're sometimes going to have to say things that we don't want to, but we have to. We have to learn how to tell people no and mean it and make it a full sentence. No. You don't have to have a full conversation because sometimes you're just going to have to do that. That comes with the territory of wanting to grow and be successful and get away from where you are, to get out of the rut that you may be in, or even if you're not in a rut, to just get better. I believe that is Brother Herb. Brother Herb, is you Herb? Yeah, you Herb Gadgets. You got, excuse me, gadgets and what else he got? Cooking. Pretty soon he gonna have the Herb on the riding the motorcycle thing, riding with Herb. I think I might have just gave my idea.
Tiffany said, I'm confident, patient, gorgeous. This was challenging. Type of this because I am working on this. Good Lord.
Work on it, Tiffany. Work on it. Work on it, and it's okay. Once again, you have to get used to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Keto said, I am successful. I am loved. I am smart. I am important. I am beautiful. I am rich.
There you go.
Yes.
Y'all getting it. Y'all getting it. But I want you to do this every day for the next 30 days. And if it feels good to you, continue to do it. Find 3 more things and do that for 30 days. And after that 30 days, find 3 more things. And let's see how our life changes. We'll check back in. I'm going to do it too. I'm going to get Auntie to do it. Let's see if I can get Cutie Chewy in on it. Get my grandkids, my oldest son, my youngest son, anybody that wants to do it. You don't have to. It's not mandatory. But it's just something fun to try to do, to try to change where we are. Because where we are as a society right now is crazy. We'd rather do harm than good. Now, I don't know if it's got anything to do with that dude, but I think that it's always been in people. It's always been. It doesn't just manifest like that. It's something that has always been there. If you have a talent and all of a sudden you start to work on it and that talent has already been there. If you are mean and nasty, that has always been there. You've always been mean and nasty. But now you have an opportunity to bring it out. But it's always been there. You got people that you have some, they say that when you get rich, you change. You won't be you start off as a hole. Well, if you grew up as an a hole and you get rich, all you become now is a rich a hole. Money ain't gonna change that. Money won't change your personality. Money will change your circumstances. Money will change where you live. Money will change what you drive. Money will change what you eat. Money will change what you do. But money will not change your personality. Who you are is who you are. And in your soul, money can't change that. That is a different kind of change. That is something that you have to have. Well, my coach called it, well, I call it intestinal fortitude. I don't want to offend anybody. Trying to, not offend folks, because I know I can be a little rough around the edges when I talk. But, you know, you have to want, if you're gonna change, you have to want to change. You can't just say, okay, because so and so said. If you're doing it for somebody else, nah, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. You have to want to change. You have to want to be strong. You have to want to say, I am. And those words that come after I am, that's what's important. What are you? Who are you? I mean, I can't say that enough. Because, like I said, if you told me that I'd be sitting right here, right now, talking to y'all in front of a camera, I can tell you right now, I would not. I would have paid you $100, but you didn't know me then, so missed out on that money. But I thank y'all. I got some time here. Hmm. I do thank y'all for coming. It's been a process. trying to, I'm helping Aunt Maddie, and that was another excuse I had. I gotta help Aunt Maddie. I gotta help Aunt Maddie. Understanding full well that there was enough time for me to help Aunt Maddie and do the stuff, for Aunt Maddie TV, and also do the stuff for B Hop Nation TV. But all I needed was an excuse. That's all I needed. And I gave myself one. I gotta help Aunt Maddie. I don't have time to do this. For as bad as I know that I need to do it, as bad as I know that I want to do it, but how bad did I really want to do it? Because if I really, really was wanted to do it that bad, I'd just do it. So I had to stop telling myself, and come up with these excuses. Because all excuses are the lies we tell ourselves that let us off the hook. That's all. I kept lying to myself and making myself that made me feel better. That got rid of the guilt of not doing what I wanted to do by saying, "Hey, I gotta help Aunt Maddie." Aunt Maddie kind of put a fork in that, and like, "Hey, you need to do what you need to do for you too." So, like I said, that door of opportunity, it opens, and it only opens a little bit, and you have to go through there alone, because that's where you learn all your lessons. That's where you get knocked around, kicked around, beat up, falling, scraping your knees, all that stuff. When you walk through that door, and you can't take nobody with you, because that's for you. You have to leave the folks behind, and because you can't help them in your current state, because you haven't done anything to prepare yourself. So now you have to go out in the world and do the necessary things to get yourself prepared. Then you can come back, and now you're ready to help. So, and this phone over here is about to drive me crazy. But I'm not gonna complain. Yeah, Scott. Change. Oh, it is difficult. It is difficult, but it is a necessity. Anybody got any questions, comments, something? Thank you, Scott. Yeah, and I want to thank Shay's World, because when I was doing my live on Wednesday, she mentioned a vision board, and her mentioning it, and it just, I don't know, something kicked in. I ran and got my vision board to put it up and showed it, and it was like all of a sudden I got this. I don't know what it was. Something came over me, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to do my next live, because now I've gotten excited. And like I told her, she actually lit a fire under me. I didn't say it like that, but yeah. And I thank her for that, and Keto and Ahmed was like, hey, you should do a challenge with the Power of I Am. And if I had done that Wednesday, I'd probably still been doing a live. I had to stop. I'm trying to work on doing it an hour at a time, at least for the motivational stuff. Now I'll be coming on to do goofy lives and stuff like that, playing games and things like that. Those will be a little longer, but I want to try to keep the motivational stuff kind of structured and keep that to an hour. Because eventually I run out of stuff to say, and I start babbling like I'm about to
Who was
do
Shay talking to? She said when
right
you
now.
gonna do that 10 hour challenge.
I don't know who she talking to. Hey Shay, who you talking to about a 10-hour challenge? You do it to get your hours up. I ain't doing it. I'm telling you right now, I ain't doing it.
You already did it.
No, I'm talking about for this channel.
Oh, for this,
Hey, I did it once. Maybe me and Auntie should have done it simultaneously at the same, simultaneously at the same time, dum dum. But maybe I should have done it on my channel and she done it on hers, and yeah.
Candy P said she's still there rocking with you.
Thank you, Candy.
So we just watched her video.
Yeah, me and Auntie just watched yours. You got an hour and a half for lunch?
Who?
Oh, you didn't hear it. Her lunch is from 11:30 to 1.
Oh, wow.
Shoot. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, but see, this is why I have to keep this stuff structured to an hour, because I might even cut it to a half an hour. No, I need to do at least an hour. But I'll start babbling, and y'all will be like, okay, somebody please call the people for this man, because he just. There she go again. I swear, I don't know how she know this, man.
What?
Keto.
What?
So when you making her some coffee, you so sweet. I guess she hear you in the background. Mm, mm, mm. Yo, hey, anybody got suggestions for these lights? I got these big studio lights, and y'all see they keep blinking, and my lighting is a little fuzzy, crazy. Anybody got any suggestions? Candy, don't do that. Not today. I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not even gonna entertain it. I'm gonna act like you didn't even say that. So we just gonna keep going. Anyway, I'm gonna have all y'all committed. Seriously. I don't make.
You said you have all them committed.
Yes, you, Cutie Chewy, Catherine, Candy C. You know what she talking about?
Who?
Talking about what we got for planned for the weekend. Me, you, and it. I can't stand her sometimes, man. Hey, Pumpkin. Nice of you to stop by, babe. Glad you could make it.
That's
That's Cutie Chewy. I can't say what Auntie say, but that's my baby girl, y'all. She's 30 true, but she's still my little girl. Shay, Frank been in here for about 45 minutes. And you just trying to figure out if you spoke to him? Really? This chat ain't that crowded and going that fast. Nah, I'm just messing. Mm-mm-mm. Man, I want to thank y'all so much for coming by here, sharing a little bit of your time with me. Yeah, it is. It is wonderful. It's a great thing. I hope that the message was a good one, that is useful, and if I only get one person, I'm cool, because when I get up, one of my primary goals is to change the direction of somebody's life or day, I should say, in a positive way. Now, that could be through a kind deed, a gesture, a kind word, anything. Because sometimes people, they feel like they're invisible, like they're not seen. You never know what somebody's going through. Auntie calls me too friendly. I really don't know what too friendly is. I speak to everybody, man, women, Men, women, children. Yeah, I sometimes find myself talking to little animals. People walking the dog, like, hey, and yeah, that's me. But that is something that I got from my dad because he grew up in North Carolina, and every summer, well, first let me talk about my dad. We'll be riding in the car, and he'll talk to somebody, and I'll be like, Dad, who was that? He was like, I don't know. I mean, he could strike up a conversation with anybody about anything. And if you walk past, you would think that he knew who that person was. So that is something that I picked up. I would spend summers in North Carolina, Rocky Mountain. And I remember walking down the street and people would speak and they wave. And, you know, being from the city, I wasn't used to that. So I didn't understand why these people waving and speaking to me. I don't know them, but I would wave and speak back because I was always taught to be courteous. But I'm trying to figure out why these people talking to me. And I would ride with my uncle, and everybody was speaking to him. He'd be like, "Hey, babe. Hey, Suge." This dude know everybody. Now, little did I know, my uncle was he was the guy that kept the number slips. I remember sitting at his because numbers used to be illegal. When now you can play the lottery in just about any store, but back in the day, it was illegal. So you had your bootleg lottery. So people would give them money and they write the little number on the slip, and I would be sitting at his desk, and he had all these slips of paper on the desk with numbers. I never had no clue what was going on. And I remember one day he came in the house. He had this big towel wrapped around his face, and he took it off, and he had this big razor cut going down. I don't want to mock myself. Going down the side of his face, and I remember talking to my older brother later on, as I got older, and he was like, "Yeah," he said, my uncle kind of messed up the money or messed up the number or something, so the dude had to put out a message. He said he was gonna kill him, but he decided to just cut him. So the whole time I'm riding around with my uncle, and that's why everybody knew who he was. I'm like, man, now that I think about it, that was pretty cool. I guess being little and not knowing was best for me. Because anytime he got in the car, I hear the keys jingle. I'm up out the bed. I ain't washed my face. I ain't care what kind of clothes I had on. I had a stripes going this way, pants and stripes going that way. All kind of foolishness was going on. But hey, mukbanging things. Thank you for stopping by, sweetie. You know, that was the joy of my childhood. At least that part of it. Going to Rocky Mount every summer. My aunt would give me $3 to walk down the road to Hardee's. I'd get a cheeseburger, order fries, and a soda. And I still had enough money to go around the corner to Dave's store. That's where the candy was at. I had money to go around there. Man, life was good then. Life is good now. It's a little different, but it's good. You just have to, make the best of what you have, enjoy what you have, be grateful for what you have. Because in order to get that abundant life that you're looking for or that you want, you have to be grateful for the things that you have right now. So yeah, I'm gonna start winding down because, like I said, I'm trying to keep this within the hour time frame. So just remember, if you're gonna do the challenge, just write down. For those that weren't here, I'll go over it real quick. It's the Power of I Am challenge for the next 30 days, 30 consecutive days. What I want you to do is start today. You can write down 3 things that you feel you're not comfortable with about yourself. If you're, like I said, if you're not confident, then you say, I am confident. If you have no patience, I am patient. If you don't feel like you're worthy, I am worthy. If you don't think that you're appreciated, I am appreciative. I am wise, I am brave, I am lovable. Yeah, because there's some people that think that nobody loves them, and they go through their entire life thinking that nobody loves them. people love them, but because they have put in their head that they are unlovable, they don't see it. So yeah, I am lovable. I am unique. I am capable. Man, I'm telling you, I am freaking amazing. I am. That I am. You know, and I'm a star too. I listened to that Prince song, "Baby I'm a Star." You might not know it now. Baby, yes I are. I is. I'm trying to tell y'all. But for the next 30 days, write down three things. Three times a day. When you get up in the morning, read it out loud. Once again, you don't have to hoop and holler and scream it unless you live at home by yourself and you won't disturb anybody. At some point in the middle of the day, read them again. And before you go to bed at night, read them for 30 consecutive days. Now, if you miss a day, you just start over. There's no expiration date on this. Once you do 30 days of those three, see how you feel. You like it. It feels good to you. It's working for you. Write down three more. 30 consecutive days. Every 30 consecutive days that you do it, if you feel good about it, if you don't feel like you need a little bit more, take 30 more days. Do those same ones again. Once again, there is no expiration date. And you just keep doing it. You write down three more as you finish those three. So, and besides, I would love to sit here and chit chat with y'all, but Auntie is cooking some her good old fried chicken, and so I'm about to be up out this piece. I truly, truly, again, thank you all for coming through. I love y'all oh so much. Um, I'll keep sending out the morning motivations. If you're interested, if one of my mods can drop my Instagram, at some point it's going to look a little different because what I'm going to have to do as it grows, I'm just going to have to put everybody in a group. Now I know for some people you don't want everybody in your business, you know. So some people are uncomfortable with group chats. That's cool. I get it. Now the message will go out as a group. You don't have to respond in the group, you know. But because some people, they kind of funny about it. If you don't want to be in the group, just let me know. We'll try to work something else out. But it's gonna start probably starting tomorrow, maybe Monday, because I want to put out a group chat in the morning, and or maybe this afternoon I'll put one out, saying that's how it's gonna be, because it's starting to grow, and for as much as I love sending them individually, um, it makes it kind of personal for me, but it's very time consuming, and not that I got all these busy things to do, but I need to start preparing for when I do get busy, because I got the feeling I'm going to be busy, so once again, I thank you all for coming through. Remember, be happy on purpose, and know that I believe in you. Believe in you too.